Open windows, shut doors. Pay attention to what grows and what doesn't. What was and what wasn't. Where is what I've been ever since I was born. At the commencement, I adorn squash, beans, and corn. Lots of strings and horns. Over the beat, swing of a one. Outdrum the outcome. The child of Atlant is back in action. Fact, not fashion. Most y'all internet has-beens, more like commercials with whack acting. From commercial to action, I'm laughing back up to laughing. I spit man, God, civilization, John G. Jackson, like a Gatlin, the last dragon. Cosmic memory of an Atlantean. E3 technology is who I am in skin. Walking the landmass is Atlas. Some say I'm batshit crazy, but that's the masses for you. Can you blame the people? Most been trained to be feeble, tame sheeple by the evil who means to keep you cashless in the fastest society, where the vax and the mass are the blame for the dying spree. You the root race, they medieval. Eat the cheap food they feed you or read through these fools. Restorer or rebel, can't play God unless acquainted with the devil. Polarity you choose, acquainted with its level. Frequency, distance is an illusion, so please unveil the confusion. Look beyond the shadow of the late and hollow years. See the far and distant lands where tomorrow appears. Put it in perspective. Decision of each being the latest, most accurate vision of peace, where each one teach one to reach one, freeze one from under the trees and stump of the impeached one. Remember, all skin folk are not kinfolk. While I hold a sword in my left hand, I write a pen to pen quotes. Word to see Lord L. I'ma be more hell to these foreigners till they leave our air, land, and seashore and sell their asses right back across that agua. Screw y'all's dishonorable dogma. Something proper with no lube. The past 25 years I've been the son of solitude. The oil that fused my chakras is cruel. Love my people towards the evils. I'm heartless and rude. Firstborn of Inkle, the dawn of the twinkle. Twinkle little star, I got Brian I could think to. I blink through a wrinkle in time. Rip Van Winkle and rhyme. And my shit stink too. To link you to source, yes, you rather have AI sink you. I not only know the ledge, I'm on the brink too. They wanna extinct you, your essence is viable. Crimes against humanity, the oppressors liable. They try to write on my recital, yet my presence vital as the session's title. Welcome to the seventh cycle. The heart of man is as the sun, the reception order for the divine ray of spiritual intuition descended unto man. The brain of man is as the moon, the source of human intellect. The body of man is the earthly vehicle. Let the sun impregnate the moon, or let the spiritual fire prompt the human intellect. And let the result fructify in the womb of a purified body. And you will develop the son of the sun, the quintessence, the stone of the wise, true wisdom, and perfect happiness. I teach you up. The human heart cries out for help. The human soul implores us for deliverance. But we do not hear their cries, for we neither hear nor understand. But the man who hears and understands we call crazy and flee from him. This is a call to my ancestors. Rid the land of damn settlers. Turn our signs to hand gestures. Whether we feeling immense pressure. Some store each clan better. Planting the devil to stand the weather. It's a must we band together. Put that on Abraham and Esther. From Castilians to conquistadors. Iberians and traitorous Moors. Didn't arrive as friends to us, whether as slavers, invaders, or disguised traders. Missionaries, Islamic Christians with dictionaries. No mutual goal to coexist. Those warships in our tributaries. Military tactics to test shores. Foreigners have no respect for treaties and oath. Why expect more from those sworn to conquest except war? They didn't bring women during the invasions. The minds were on rape, miscegenations, the spread of mis and disinformation, which manufactured the miseducation of the soul. Carter G. Washington, Robert Taylor Holmes, Marcy and Brooklyn, projects and hoods when we were pushed in Cali to Florida. Hardly cushion. It's like the terrorists, never ending shipment of American Indians from Belize to the Caribbean. Gives I shot the sheriff meeting. Shut my field can be read, no book. Flows in my veins were prepared with no hook. Behind the back pass with flair, no look. This beef is rare, get fed, no cook. We're peaceful people, they call us animals. Truth of the matter, they were cannibals. Practice unclean religious rites. Evidence tangible, check the annals. I bring heat, this beast flammable. Feel free to critique this canonical. If your brain's deeply manacled, release or get treated damnable. You speak Hannibal, I talk black hole. Fighting the line, now the chief's back with bulk. That's big muscle drip up to tussle with Uncle Sam, big brother and his clique. I put that on Abraham and Esther. It's a must, we band together. Plant in the devil to stand the weather. Sun strong, each clan better. Whether we feeling the man's pressure, turn our signs to hand gestures. Rid the land of damn settlers. This is a call to my ancestors.
Oh, Sly, what's going on, beloved? What's happening? What's happening, man?
Based on real life.
What's going on, brother? I woke up like at 3 o'clock, 3:30. I ain't been back to sleep since, man. I woke up for a reason, but it's not here there, you know. It's not here there.
It goes way back before I was knee deep out in them streets, gangling, like the prison of that old crazy mess. This is what really makes me me, y'all, at its core. So check it out. I arrived in 1970, August 14th, to be precise, eldest son, firstborn of 5, alive as the Christ.
Why does it do this, man?
Had sunny days, just like I had spooky nights, which accounts for my old lows and my newly heights. Childhood, not of the norm. Excellence, how I perform. Deep down, I was mad, that's why now I bring the storm. Memorize Psalms and other passages of scriptures after learning the Quran to fend off the jin's whispers. It was like my mother and father tried to hide us from the Pontius Pilates, Kiharas, and other outsiders. No celebrating holidays, kept away from ungodly ways of playing games, calling names to cost of what folly pays. I'm saying you wouldn't believe such discipline, wishing to make friends with the neighborhood children. But it was like we should get from early on was taught I was different, not better, just gifted. There's a big difference. Had telescopes, microscopes, MG sets, books, maps, paints, carpentry tools, wrote poems, not yet known as raps. Learned alphabets and mathematics from my mama. Learned meditation and martial arts from my father. Watch my uncles create music, so I beat drums. Play keyboards with my dad, the guitar he strum. Didn't consume pork nor beef. I would eat plums, not knowing this was part of who I would become. True stories. This is based on real life. It's before all this. Jail feel nice. The genius within me, the angel of light.
I don't know, I ain't called Rondo. I called T to see if he got home. I obviously did. I know he was gonna go straight to sleep. Long ride. I don't know. I've been attempting to get in touch with Snoop. Make sure she alright.
Now around here feels like 1982 was no longer separated from the outside world off the porch. Yeah, I made it first notice to standing in my b-boy stance. Looked at the chance and began to break dance on wooden floors. I got sore from the workout. It was me chilling.
So like I say, you know what I mean? So what happened, man? I thought you was coming up. What happened, man?
Master of all crews was written on my banner. The manner of my approach.
So T might be staying for like a short period of time, get him out of Cali, you know what I mean? And then we're gonna be heading down to Tucson. It's gonna be what it's gonna be, man. I'm not notifying nobody, I'm not asking, I'm not calling, I'm not doing nothing. I hook things up, I establish some things, I got people together, and the first thing niggas do is they drop off. I don't have time for it, man. I really don't need nobody. I don't need a story. I don't need to convince nobody. Far from it.
Taggers united together, network of writers who most times put all-nighters.
I don't have to give up. It was never who I was. You know how you have an enemy who wants people not to do stuff? That don't work on me. I never wanted to do nothing in the first place other than be who I am. I've accepted who I was instead of hiding from it. But I know what I can do with it. I'm not confused. I don't have no excuses. I got rid of excuses years and years ago, and yet I was still making excuses not knowing it. But when that 5.5, over 6 years now, I haven't made not one excuse for nothing. It's not even just getting used to it. I know excuses are the worst thing. I know how to make people run. I know how to get people to show themselves. I know how to do a lot of things. And all it does is further solidify the truth that most people are emotionally unstable. And we're not talking about in the fake medicine. We're not talking about the crippling form. We're talking about most people continue to make the wrong choices. And then they realize it. And it's not about, I'm not a person, I never look for apologies from nobody. I don't want to see nothing. I would just like to see people get their heads about their ass. Because it's going to be the same thing. And I'm going to talk about some things this AM. I'm going to address some things. The Greek fraternities, the police departments, the agencies, which I don't even care about. I'm going to address some things because right now, people are at the dumbest level of existence. I mean, literally, even the people and them things that are being held, they're always going to be held accountable. They can stop right now and they're going to be held accountable. So they might as well just keep doing what they're doing. Okay? Because the outcome is going to be just as bad both ways. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to play the music. Let some more people come in.
To America, rare, uncut, sun complected.
I wonder if they're going to have a dream walk. Whatever you want to call it, you know? I got more people hitting me up. Okay, Red, this may be our language. This is not your language. This is a perversion of about 5 of our basic languages around the earth that have been compiled, and it's a spell. You actually casting spells on yourself. You gotta be happy. And see, a lot of people think happy is a place as far as who you with. I'm gonna get into it.
Being realistic and admistic, how's it we've allowed this shit from golden fire now cryptid, y'all complicit in spirit with the metaphors, metaphysics also.
I almost shaved my head bald and shaved everything off just to let everything grow.
I'm defending my household from those who are pretending, garbed and skinned the same as us, taking up the same name as us, who attempt to claim the same rank as us. Y'all be satisfied with societies like Westworld, where Bernard's really Arnold. Dolores is your best girl. Universal soldier, iRobot is now.
I appreciate all the new subscribes, but I think a lot of my agents, because they showing up, they're stupid. And it ain't my fault what happens to them. They showing up, they want to come and look like I'm not hiding. I'm in Page, Arizona. It's well known where I'm at. I fill out the NFT when I get a rifle. I don't have to fill out. They ask me, hey, did you renounce your United States citizen? I never accepted it. So of course not. How would I accept something I never had? I am not some U.S. citizen. I'm Indian and white, as you know on my forms and my documents. And their statuses. Indian is not even a true identity, just like white is. Look at the goofball named Megatron who does things talking about Egypt. He says, I'm white. And then right there is when he loses. Those who know. I'm going to address these things. I'm not in no rush. 25, 30 minutes, I can wait. Keep telling you, man, we got a world of fools. And when I say world of fools, I'm talking about the earth. I can't bring tears to the heavens, to the tree, to the air, to the soil, to what you call water, which is not water. I can't bring tears to any of those things. Y'all really don't know, man.
Within my own home, I'm in my own throne.
We're going to talk about some things.
On long going in for the wind, ozone, 10 toes strong, closed doors, I open it, stifling my own tone, microphone.
No, I don't want to hit 10 toes down. I don't want to hear that right now.
And my music, and a lot of this music, it's only talking about the suppressed rising, the oppressed rising up against the oppressor. That's all, that's what my music's about. The oppressed rising up against the oppressor. So the only people that's scared are the oppressors. The only people who can have any harm coming to them are those who oppress. Simple as that. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, ain't no surrender. 3 pound pressure, no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor, need no surrender. 3 pound pressure,
hey, buddy.
no weight lesser. Drop the oppressor,
You got fresh water, all right?
3 pound pressure, no weight lesser.
Let's go ahead and flash back if you got it.
Make no surrender. closer. The press is about to get ouster. I'm laying out execution style. Too late with apologetic claim. You wrapped in a cloak of blame. By God, it's overdue. Your time is in the end. Locked out silent without sin. He put me on the bed for justice to win. The press is about to get rolled down. What's the press is attached to the war zone? Revolution can start in the Arizona. I'm a messenger popping like Farrakhan. Backed by the honorable who sits at the pinnacle. Who judges the hypocritical, cynical, and the pitiful simple. My thinking is critical. I'm just better late of the actions of the protective service. Quick to pull the Glock, blast and kill. This don't take any type of skill. I'm ill of all citizens who have the truth stand. Oh, and it's too late when the gaps get filled.
Jay Brickz, what's going on?
Going hits close to home, you gotta act the bone when it got the dome. When it's on the song, all red.
They was trying to take a seat and hold it as they're supposed to be my audience. Thank goodness Osa was in here, but there's other people who know and they can't stop it. So you would think they would know better by now, but obviously, you know how it is when you're overtrained or you think you're trained to perfection, but you don't know that you're a throwaway and you believe in what you do, not knowing the truth. You know?
No weight, drop the oppressor. This world is such a, and when I say this world, I mean,
what's wrong, Papa?
I mean an ideal sense. I mean,
nah, I don't eat. That's all you get right there. Cause I don't. That stuff. I know it clean your teeth, but it don't mess your stomach up.
Everybody
right?
back off. You know, everybody's like, you taught that.
Yeah, look at me all crazy all you want, man.
You want to be like Trump? Gimme. Push,
yo,
push,
Ron, I'm telling you about the cat.
Crush. That's how it all is. And it's like, nobody ever stops.
Young man, I appreciate that. Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't mean to say thank you, because that's, when you say thank you, that's kind of cursing at a person. Most people don't know that, but I appreciate it. Salutations. I was almost getting ready to shave everything off because I wanted it all to come in all one together, you know. But, you know, I'm just going to let it grow and just trim this and let it all catch up. And it's that time. It's that time. I'm drinking real, this is dandelion roots that I picked out on 40 and over in Tuba City and Flagstaff on the sides of the, not the highway, but into like where the park's at. I picked these dandelion, these roots, like 7-8 years ago. So I've been sun drying them in my window. So, and it takes a while when you don't have the thing to do it and everything, you know. So I do it in my window when the sun, because the sun beams right into my room. Like I lay there butt naked and get a sun bath with the windows open. But I took it and put in my mortar thing and broke them up. This is a real dandelion root. This is like real. Like, I mean, this is good. It's got that bitter, strong dandelion flower smell, taste. You can't beat it, man. This is, I mean, once every 3 days, it's really good. You know what I mean?
Took a shower, purified my auric field. Took comfort for a while to ensure my chlorophyll.
We're gonna give it a while. It's gonna be a while, fuck. We're gonna address some things, y'all. Not at you. It's at what you see as far as the thumbnail. A lot of y'all, I know some of y'all think I be slapping at y'all. And I know it's important that we hold, there's times when I am. Because I'm looking at things that are going on. I have some of my children reach out. They're adults, they're in their 30s, right? And they holler at me and they express something. I'm pretty stern when it comes to your youngest brothers and sisters you help bring in this world. I'm very direct. Forgot I cut my thumb with that. Anyway, yeah, I did that. I don't need to see that. Anyway, I'm very direct. It's love, because if it wasn't about love, I wouldn't say nothing. We're in a time. Well, I'm appreciative. Like my daughter in Brazil and my daughter in Germany, they holler at me all the time. They reach out. You know, I appreciate that, beloved Osla. My daughter and son in Florida, their mothers, they got all my talent and skills, my great looks and my physique, my family's physiques. They got my family's physiques, trust me. Um, the, 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 the cooperation here with the corruption is what you see in Ukraine and Russia. When Putin didn't want to fight, he didn't want to kill. He knew those were his relatives. It's funny when they say this, and he even went as far because there's melanated people going to Russia to fight for Russia. Yeah, and that's messing the world up because they're not saying nothing in the news. I almost got suited up and went over there because I got friends in Russia. I got friends from Ukraine here who were ready to go to Russia and fight because they know what's going on over in Ukraine. I almost got ready to get a flight with a few friends who went over there. I got some guys from Haiti, Jamaica. Yeah, they're on fighting with Putin's soldiers. You think I'm kidding? Y'all look into it. I'm not into the war stuff. I don't have to be. The world's dumb enough. I'm not against no homosexuals. We didn't create it. I didn't, at least. We didn't make it happen. But I protect them. My godfather, I showed y'all a picture of Tyrone. He was every bit a man, being a veteran, Can't do nothing with the fact that he was using them drugs that were being tampered in the summer of '60, the season of Aquarius. That's when the big C, you want to say, the village people, YMCA, well, CIA. I mean, you know what I'm saying? When they were experimenting, LSD just wasn't that Lucy in the Sky with diamonds. Excuse me, they would do other things. Like when they sprayed in '74 on the California coast and people started riding and fighting each other and they didn't know what they were doing. I'm not here to go into that draft, but to be having my daughter in Germany, and it's funny because she's darker than me. She got, and it's one eye because she built like her mom is beautiful. People would say that's mulatto. Ain't no such thing. Mulatto belongs to like an Albion class of people. That's not who we are. That's not a mixed race. That's just nonsense. She's 6 foot, about 6. I think she's 6'3". About as tall as my father, I think. 6'2", 6'3". Anyway, my brother Red's 6'2", right? Dwight's 6'1". What tall? You and Junebug's son is 6 something on football. Anyway, I can't remember everybody's height. She says, I'm over. She's in Stalingrad. She was like, I'm looking at everything going on, and she says, Pop, I believe you when I watch your videos. She speaks excellent. She never came over here. She speaks excellent this thing called English. She's an attorney. She's an esquire, but she's she knows. Anyway, I'm looking at her. Anyway, she says, I'm looking at everything, and she's come to realize, and I said, be careful because they're listening. Because it's me you're talking to. She says, well, then I got the right blood. She says, no, this is being done from the inside. I says, that's all you have to say, hon. I says, she'll probably come and watch this later on. Time changed. My daughter in Brazil, and she was a cop down there for because, the long flowy hair, but like an Amazon Wonder Woman or something. She's about 6'2", black belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. She's 36. 36. Yeah, she's 36 because the one in San Francisco is the oldest. You see what I'm saying? She's 39. She got out of San Fran because I was talking to T because I was going to go up there and see her, but she's where she's got to be at. That's all I got to say. Every one of the women, because I've been in those lives, and even though I'm not right in front of them, was always communicating with them. They all see the same thing. They meditate, they yoga, you just name it. The whole, but where I express to them, and they are very advanced, They're well capable. Oh, the one in Germany was in the army for 4 years. Was it 3? Was it 3 years? I forget how it goes in the over there in Germany. I forget how it goes. She was an officer. I think it's 5 OPSEC or something. 5. I forget how it goes in Germany. And so they're well. They can handle themselves very well. But they look at it, everything that's going on, and you even have Navy SEALs with the solid ones from my time who are pointing out this is an inside job. They contracted. And I watch these individuals. I want to see where their heart's at, even if they go to Christianity, which is a wonderful thing, beautiful thing. I'm just letting y'all know something because y'all don't know what it's like in the mayhem of death. I don't want to ruin the ads or anything like that, but I'm just speaking as far as educational purposes. Most people see it. I can't go bad on the ones who don't. When you grafted in or you accept the narrative, you have pains, you have something to focus outside of yourself, you're going to blame everything around you. And if somebody gives you direction by cohesion, to coerce, we already know, right? We all know. You know what I mean? A friend of mine, he's like I said, he's Caribbean. Well, he lives in the UK. I've been on a couple of his podcasts over there, from here on his. When I was on the res, I got quite a few friends over there in the UK. Some friends in a place they call Greece. Like I said, do you know what it's like to talk outside the walls? You realize when you look it up, if you look it up, the Great American Experiment, and then pick up a few of the books, purchase them, and read through them. Now, you're not going to get the solid truth, yet you're going to know you're going to have a good idea who's behind it. And if you believe that there's not an evil source, and this is a battle, if you want to use the word souls, go ahead, a battle of souls, it is. That's why they need you to be so disconnected from your soul and accept the narrative, the diatribe they gave you, which is emotions, feelings, physical, to remove you from the greater of your existence. Because if you was in touch with the greater of your existence, there wouldn't be a last minute ditch that if the enemy comes, I'm going to throw the grenade type mentality. You would embrace whatever it is because you know more. The problem is everybody's saturated with some false perception of belief. It's stagnating. And some would even articulate in some silver fox way, a rationale of reasoning, which is inexcusable. It is pathetic when they haven't walked it. I would say 99% of you in here don't really know who you are. Don't know what you're capable of. 99.9%. The argumentative one, I can guarantee you that one is far from its truth. Those who have come in here, in that group, now in 2023, well over 2 million alone. We're talking about enemies of the state, the country. I hate the state thing. The land. Those of us who know the ancestral land, the true old world. Many of those came here because they really want a better way. But you know what they bring with them? They bring all their luggage and pain and suffering, all their physical reality. They don't bring the spiritual, because the spiritual is part of an occult. Unbeknownst to them, when you start putting dollars on effigies and worshiping things that have no existence in truth or light at all, you're part of the zina. You become the Anastasi, which means our enemy. But you become, when you say our, as a whole composite, your own enemy. I had people attempting to debate me with the Anasazi mean. I said, the enemy got a good idea. It means our enemy. But the majority you playing, faking it, and everything else, you're only taking the handouts and the scribes of what they've given you. That's your narrative. I had some Navajo attempt to argue with me. I said, let me tell you something. Kit Carson, I started naming about several individuals are the ones who brought you to this land. And they allowed you and helped you to make war against the orthodox people, even raping their women and making a new identity of people. That's why some of you had a hard time when I says the word Gujar. It's a lot of y'all never even heard of that. But have you been looking into it? Because I'm starting to see people actually start to mention it. Oh, they're slow. You know how it is. I got a few more words. Haven't seen nobody utilize yet. Don't go fishing for it. It's not going to work. I had a friend of mine, Petey, when I was in school, says, well, I used to say Chazars when I was in high school. To see Kiramia pull that out, I was like, that's just fabulous. I think Drop did, maybe a few others. It's not like it's not known. The thing is, we're dealing with a time where you have the opportunity to actually grasp hold of yourself. Because all these groups, you know, like the AME Church, I'm not surprised. I know people who are wonderful people. They got the School of You. They put TD Jakes up because some of the things he said is marvelous. I always say don't shoot the messenger. Regardless of who they are, don't become that which is judging. There's not the time. You hold people accountable. You see them for what they are. You don't have to get ugly. There's no such thing as getting ugly. You don't have to extrapolate on it, okay? Because the whole world is kind of ugly. If people were actually able to look in the mirror, eye to eye contact, and address the truth of their lifestyle, if you want to call it that, or how they are living, depression would be at 100-fold. We got to move beyond that. You have to ascend. But all these little groups, I already addressed how the people are nurtured and conditioned. You have a choice. But some of these people, you ever see them when they're doing the kicks, the golden boots, spray painted, pants around their buttons, all men running around, and the women doing the freaky steps and stuff with each other, looking at each other, smacking each other on a boot tag? Wouldn't no man in a relationship with a family allow that to happen? Because, you know, a father would be like, no, daughter, I'm not here to be your friend. Become the best of friends, if you want to use that term. I'm here to make sure that you're safe and that you learn what you need to learn without bringing fear and hardship into your life. Now, the world is set up this way, it's established this way, and this is where you're going to have to walk. And the mother to be stable and loving. So I will protect all that's mine and all that is ours and all that is hers. And she will make sure that I am fed and strong to be able to do so. I'm looking at these women who are becoming passport sisters. Y'all going overseas and y'all getting your bonds. Y'all got to stop. And the only way y'all going to learn, women, is here. What's funny is they see a sister talk that fake slave narrative, you're slaves now, that fake slave narrative, and then be sleeping with the very person she's talking animately about. I don't, functional skill. I'm not telling you who to sleep with. Because we get into the whole world, it was never a requirement. There's no such thing as a white person. And there's definitely no such thing as a black person, original beings of this system. You can't expect everyone to let go and embrace the world of truth compared to the world lives they live in. Ergo, George Orwellian factor. Who's the benefactor? No, nobody is. These systems are oppressed and sick. I'm not saying everybody in these positions that are creating harm are well-equipped, know the truth. They just know what part they play because they've been grafted in, selected. Not you. You've been selected for the experiment to see if the God gene will stay suppressed or will it awaken. Did they do their job good in killing that which makes you you? Or are you going to keep making bad choices and choosing to be the lower of existence? We had a great weekend this week, and I would have loved to see more of you show up. I remember sitting there, my mom and my grandmammy, right? And the phone calls. All right, let's pack it up. Let's get your clothes, get your clean underwear, boys, blah, blah, blah. Don't be mixing up your socks. We're taking a rambler. We're heading down to North Kakalaki. And everybody's showing up. You know, it's a family affair. But all your cousins, all the people in the neighborhood, same thing when they come up. The phone calls, the kikes, the messages. We were never supposed to let go of that. And without me saying it so much is what I've been attempting to do. Y'all just don't get it. You're so caught up in their experiment that you refuse to live. I got pale-skinned brothers talking about they're going to swing through. And when they busy, they real busy. I'm talking about old heads getting medicine. You know, got to go on every week, get the medicine, you know what I'm saying? And those who are, you wonder how they're making a living after what they've been through, people I serve with, you know? Well, you know, light-skinned brothers and sisters. That's what they are. They're not white. The enemy would sit there in ignorance saying, oh, he's attempting to rekindle the old world. The old world ain't going nowhere. The world's so sick, it just can't see. They don't have a direction. Balance has to happen, and it will. I done seen it 100,000. I done seen it over and over and over. Like I said, I know the end. I don't care what believe, think, and I'm not here to say what it is. It's got to happen. I just know it's bad for them. All of them, it's whatever's. I think some of them pie for the end. Things older than you can even imagine. Things our ancestors created as well. What do you do with a sick world, y'all? It's hard to break free of the things that keep you in contempt of self. Even when you realize it. And I know a lot of people go, man, I ain't in religion no more. Nah. Do you know when you start talking about it, that you create a religion? When you're a child, a kid, and we know those animals, okay? When you're youngling, you do youngling things and you play with youngling toys. But when you become a man or a woman, you put away those youngling things or those youngling toys and attitudes and perceptions. You're supposed to arrive, not just arise, but arrive at a different destination. Here it is. People say they see, but they banter on and on, drama filled. That means they have not put it away. Every time I see somebody going in on religion and they say that they're not with it, then why are you talking about it? Because if you think that it's tantamount onto you be disrespectful to pull people from there, is going to be the key of the answer. then you haven't arrived. You're sleepwalking. They still control you, just in another fashion. Because when you really put something away, it doesn't matter what they do, they're always going to test the waters. You don't acknowledge it. You don't have to force it. You have people in the gay community who have a lot of pain and hate, and it's been garnered by the enemies of all in a way that they would hurt y'all. They would harm you. Not everyone, obviously. It's just like on this side. You have many who consider themselves the normal ones, right? Whatever that is, who wouldn't hurt one of them, right? But you have those who would, in ignorance, utter disdain and ignorance. Because, why? It's not just being overly emotional, because they have been taught so ugly that in order to ignore that ugly, they have to have an ugly to lash out onto. So you create a character, then you transimpose, then you dispose, right? You see how they do it? And the funny thing, the one that's created it all are the very ones who want to rule and get rid of the majority. And the people coming here, the people who are suiting up, you think they want to keep y'all too? Look what they do. They liquidate those who work for them. I mean, look at the guy who worked with the Clintons. They got a body count so high. And none of this government is lawful, nor should be listened to, because it is unconstitutional. They double, triple, and quadruple speak. Where's it say that at in the bylines? Where's it say that at? And they've indoctrinated enough sick, mentally ill people that putting on a suit, dressing a certain way, clean shaven, is paramount to how one's supposed to exist. They're supposed to be listened to because of that. Well, that's Hollywood sued you for that, because I remember a time when all our people wore was suits. And when they worked, you could see they were workers. No one less, no one more than the other. They've created that very large cavity or divide. And y'all allowed it. Or you're still allowing it. Ego, feelings, emotions. The majority of them you have are false, pretentious, benign, like a tumor. And we continue to be the acid that fortifies and strengthens the tumors, the phlegm, the mucus, the spittle. So when are you going to start clearing it up? Taking a deep breath with a sigh of relief. Most won't, because you'll never accept that. Right now, in a lot of your heads, you're sitting there saying, there's no way. I'm not part of the problem. Huh? I would beg to differ. You see it. And instead of saying, that's not the direction I'm allowing any of my people around me to go, you become antagonizing, and your focus becomes this dismay of disruption, and then this false, subtle attitude of more mesmerizing, diabolical narratives and persecution and flip-flopping. And what's that going to fix? What is that going to fix? It's not going to fix anything. Because it ain't fixed you. You still have been putting away childish things. And the beautiful and the most beautiful thing is the children don't carry on like that. They pick that up from you. So who's really broken? Is it the young ones? Or it is the old stubborn ones? Easily to manipulate, haven't gotten grounded. Some believe because they have more that they're better. Some who have less don't want more because they believe they found a better way. There's just, how you say it? Tug of war? War is in everything. How many of y'all, when you're watching stuff, a video game or ad come up, and the video games are always about tanks, helmeted characters shooting, wizards and sorcerers. It's about some girl with some things bouncing, and how many of y'all ever noticed that? You think that's not without intention? The more you have a canvas, right? So even if you don't paint it, the dust in the room settles on it, doesn't it? You have a canvas. So the more they infuse, right, the more they show, it's infused. It goes on the canvas. Your brain's a sponge, right? Size of muscle. And what do you do with a sponge? You clean up all the spills. A lot of spills on water. Some of it's oily, toxic. I know, Papa, I'm gonna open the window. Like I said, I'm not gonna be saying, yo, come here. It's those who be like, yo, Red, what's up this weekend? Come on through. It's about that time, Appreciate it. The enemy is the enemy of themselves. Without going into it too far. When you listen to ex-operators, right, talk, you hear this small glorification, but then you hear this intelligent side that wants to lament on some of the things. And then they bring in the rationale of what they're utilizing to better themselves. Some have went and did the toad and ayahuasca numerous times. But their well off is the fact that they've become rich and fiat. And some believe they actually just become better people, which is not a bad thing. But with that, there's still the ego. It's still the accomplishments. And those accomplishments were for destruction. Misguided as it is. Could you imagine if the boot camp was the better use spiritually? And it was 5 years of hard, vigorous training, like monks, without the structured, it has to be structured, but without the structured way they do it, the selfish way. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine a system that wasn't created to teach you to be dumb, but literally made sure you had, as our ancestors did, skill sets that were practical to keep the society growing? It's not only the fact that we and our ancestors invented all these great things and those very enemies stole them. The music, everything. Even Jesse Ventura said, oh, black folks created everything in his ignorant self, which was a wonderful thing. But a lot of y'all saw that and go, yeah, fist pumping. No, you humble yourself. Whatever happened to accentuating yourself and pulling back into that venue and sitting down and pulling out a piece of paper and get to writing a drawing, an idea. An idea comes from a dream. So that means y'all are dreamers? I had this pre-concept of something, and then you go to sleep on it. And then it becomes this great visual. And you have it more than once because there's a drive. And that dream becomes something of beauty. But you know what the enemy will do? They'll get you, and they'll reward you with material things, indoctrinate you at certain parties. And then those inventions become a weapon because you didn't have a strong foundation. You didn't know how to center yourself around people who could say no. They will misuse that. When I told people we had vehicles that had these little things on them that pulled energy from the electric energy from the natural order around them that drove. Everybody listened, but then they go and find stuff in the 1900s. I'm talking about 18, 17, the fake 17th. I want to say 7th century, if you want to use that term, because most people starting to realize 1,000 years have been added on. I used to be real humble and say, 5, 6, 7, 8, with a greater expectation, the greater expectation that people would read and realize, oh man,
Wells Fargo.
1,000 years have been added. Yeah, Wells Fargo's criminal. Just call me. They're criminal. You see what I'm saying? They believe in their lies. And the only reason why you're complicit, you believe in your lies. Because you don't know that they're lies. Your existence is a lie. Well, how you living. There's so much going on in this world. Everybody's watching the media, the news, the TV. Before this election or after, something's going to happen. Something's going to happen this summer. It's going to. Things already happening. And they brought them in, and now they're telling some of them they got to leave. And who they going to blame? And y'all not together. You don't know how to move as one. They made sure that you're separated and divided. Look how y'all move. Look how you process thought. Look how the excuses y'all have. And then, you know how you back up your excuses? You think you're getting alpha and sigma. I'm just masculine. I'm sentient. I don't know about the rest of you. I don't get none of that. None whatsoever. Oh, Marie, thanks for the donation, beloved. I looked because I said, I knew I wasn't going to order nothing because Friday came and passed, and I was like, I ordered a couple of books. When they get here, we'll get into that. I need to go check the post office today or tomorrow. I'm not in no rush. I wanted to say thank you, and I wanted to say anybody for the donation. I want to be lying. Marcus, I'm going to say Maurice. Marcus, appreciate the donation, brother. That'll definitely, I'll take that alone and get this book for what's it make? $35. All right. And then whatever's left is going to be left. So, because, I'll take that and order this book I was looking at yesterday before I, waiting for the brothers to get home safe. That I was looking at. So I'll order that today. Appreciate it. But yeah, I just wanted to come on and address that. I didn't want to go too hard. I mean, I could say a lot more, then I would start going kind of hard, being a little demeaning. It's unnecessary. I just did that to bring people in. Remember, I have a story. Lex Creek? Who is that? Anyway, there's so much more could be said. I'm always reminding people of baby steps. Even with I. There's no greater I than I. So there's no great I am. For you already exist as great as you were created. If you come into this world and a ball of light happens, as what people believe light to be, and you go out, it's with a bang, that same light. Why would you be anything less in between? Instead of being that great ball of light. Again, I'm going to say I appreciate the new subscribers. We're going to read today. I know brothers was here, so I could have read, but I couldn't go live for a moment because, you know, the system lies. It is what it is. And so I figured just uploading some videos and letting y'all see T and Rondo and letting them speak a little, you know, would be beneficial. And I know my brothers had a great time. I know many more brothers could have and sisters could have a great time. I don't live in a big old 7-bedroom house with big, you know, on the patio like, you know, I grew up and had and all that. No, I live in a 2-floor, little mini condo. It's good with me. You know, I like it like that. 2-bedroom. But people always wait until they need help. They'll be willing to sleep anywhere. I'll sleep in the bathroom as long as I got a roof on my head. Well, do that. Just come and visit. Come and find out. Come and enjoy a different thing. We didn't ground yesterday because I said, you know, I want them to take it with them, what they have, and work with that. And Gaja knows I do a lot more. But you have to start somewhere. And you got to be humble enough, even if you know a little more, to accept starting with other people in that position and carrying on with what you already know. Questions are important. What else can I do? Well, what have you accepted and what have you learned? Because not everything is meant to be given out. I'm not going to go in the classroom as a seafood and tell these children over here that they need to work on this spinning around, the spinning back hook, you know, heel kick, when their body, all they do is fall down or hurt themselves. But with this group, I can do that. That's why it's good to have other people who dealt with your tutelage, who know exactly what you're seeking, because they seek better in themselves. So one could work with them, the advanced, and one can work with the beginner. Or the intermediate, the mediocre ones, the ones in between, whatever you want to call it. Or you could be the individual who knows that the advanced and those in the middle know what these ones are going to learn, and they'll keep practicing until the time comes for them to further advance, but to get them up to par. That's humble. The school system is not built like that. You have teachers with all different persuasions and ideologies, regardless of curriculum. And they want to take that sponge and they want to paint their own Mona Lisa. That is not how it's supposed to be. It is impractical. Appreciate y'all taking the time to listen. I'm going to go ahead and shut it down. Appreciate it. Super chat. Love it. And we'll get into the read here in a few hours. Okay? I don't think I'm going out. I'm going to crack the window. I'm going to sit here today and relax. I might even go up, put my little sweat, some shorts on or whatever, and just veg out, you know? Herbo. I am baby girl Slaughter. Hey, what's going on, hon? How you doing, beloved? T. Wiggles, I got you. Charles Johnson, what's going on? Alicia and Cooper. Scott, what's going on? Ganja, I attempt calling you, man. I was like, these guys must be tired, bro. I know it's Monday too, right? So that I'm aware of. So Evelyn Smiley, AK, what's going on, hon? How you doing, beloved? Yes, positive energy always causes elevation. So, yes, it is. It is a battle for more than the soul. You're sentient. It's for your existence. Oslot, I appreciate that, beloved. I really do. Anyway, I appreciate you guys coming in. We get to read on, catch up, all right? Beloved sisters, brothers. I'll see y'all here in a few hours.